Sorry about that. It got overheated, so I'm going to have to figure out a new way for that part to happen. Anyway, for the final message, I'm going to pull from the Earth Warriors Oracle just to see what internal work we need to do to continue on our journey, whether it be a physical, internal, ultimately, how do we go about, what lesson do we need to hear from the universe to help us integrate our divine feminine and our divine masculine. So I'm going to shuffle. Spirit, make it plain. What is the lesson for the collective? What do we need to know in order to balance our divine masculine with our divine feminine? To set our foundations in this year. Oh. All right. So we got Ho'oponopono. Immeasurable power of the heart way. So for this one, if you look at her, right, she's beautiful. You can see the full moon in the background. Sign of completion. The end of a cycle before the beginning of something new. You see her heart. It's beautiful. It's green. Green is growth. Green is abundance. You see the mountains in the background. Her standing her ground. And then the water surrounding her. As we know, water is emotions. So everything is flowing. Everything is coming together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you out of the book. So, what is it that Ho'oponopono has to tell us? 27, 2 plus 7 is 1. 1 is the master magician, the master number. So, it has to do with us owning our own reality, having our internal world reflect our external world by being real within ourselves. We have to go to that truth. We have to go into the shadows in order to get to the sun. Again, remember the divine feminine. She was the moon. So what are we lying about to ourselves? Immeasurable power of the heart way. The heart has the power to heal in a way that the mind cannot understand. Do not allow your mind to distract or frighten you. You are a beautiful child of the universe, and divine love lives within your heart. A willing heart is all that you need to transform any situation that is troubling you. Recognizing this power does not evoke feelings of pressure or anxiety, but rather of peace and joy. Lightness of heart and relief of mind are here for you now. The divine within your heart has the power to transform a situation that is troubling you. Do not be intimidated or think it is too much for you or the divine to handle. Do not allow yourself to intellectualize or analyze the situation to the point of feeling confused or paralyzed. Healing through the heart on any and all issues that have plagued you or a loved one can and will happen. Let your heart feel the faith it needs to feel so that it can rest in joy. Divine healing wants to flow abundantly for you. Open up to receive it without hesitation or condition, right? So we live in a highly material world. We have forgotten our divine nature, our true self, our higher self. So this card is telling us to reconnect to that, to stop overthinking every situation and to follow our hearts, to do the work we need to do, to stop holding on to negativity, to stop holding on to the things that have harmed us, and to release it and to feel ourselves the true divine love that exists within us. Spiritual guidance. Pono in the Hawaiian tradition has deep and multiple meanings, one expression of which is the return to order. There is a perfection of peace, beauty, and fulfillment that the divine has planned for the lives of all beings, our destiny. Through the use of human free will, We have at times moved away from what is the divine plan, stumbled on the path, and become ensnared in terrible suffering and frightening delusion. This can become contagious, infecting other souls with the poison of hate, anger, and fear, and further separating our human collective from the beautiful grace that the divine has intended for us. We live in that world right now. It then becomes difficult to use our free will within wisdom, and our spiritual disconnection can create far-reaching negative impact for others in the planet. One only needs to see the pain in the world to understand this. If there is a simple spiritual discipline that we can practice to restore the world, and all hearts within it, to rights again. The divine dwells in your heart as a healing power and wisdom which tenderly alleviates suffering, liberating the body, mind, and soul. This is the immeasurable power of the heart way. In the Hawaiian tradition from which it emerges, it is known as Ho'oponopono. I probably said that wrong. I'm sorry. Or to set things right. The heart power thrives through this simple 4-step practice that can be done by anyone, anywhere, for any person or situation that they would wish to transform. We are the phoenix. This may seem unexpectedly easy, and it is. So why isn't everyone just doing this and healing the world right now? This is because only those who have come far enough on their spiritual path to have placed the heart wisdom above the dictates of the mind will be able to accept this practice. The practice itself is not something you can approach through the mind. The mind will resist it because it asks for us to take unconditional responsibility for everything that we encounter, whether it's our own lives or out in the world, even if those situations seem to have nothing to do with us. The moment something comes into our awareness, we're responsible for it, right? So we create our own reality. We have been completely brainwashed to believe that we are in control when we're not. The mind can rebel at this and say that it is unfair or unduly burdensome to shame and think in that way. That is because the mind confuses responsibility with guilt and giving with deficit. The heart, though, is joyful at the prospect of spiritual responsibility because it understands that it offers the empowerments to make a difference and that healing one helps heal all. This oracle foretells of great healing for you as you open your heart to Pono. So y'all already know that this energy has come in. We are in a moment of great awakening across the board. People from different places, different disciplines, all coming to knowledge of the divinity that resides within themselves. So the healing process. Gaze at the image of the card. Right? Recognize the heart power depicted. Place a hand on your heart as you tap into the beauty of your heart, including the feelings of compassion, goodwill, and wanting all beings to know that they are loved and do not deserve to suffer. When you feel that heart connection, you are ready to complete the 4 simple steps without them having to make sense to your mind. Feel the truth of what is happening in your heart as you complete this process. The first step, I'm sorry. Say aloud, repeat after me. I am responsible for this situation. I feel so sorry for this. And then let your heart be in compassion as you might feel the emotion that is evoked by what you're saying. The second step, ask for forgiveness. You don't need to think whom you are asking. Just say it. Please forgive me. Say it to yourself. Please forgive me. I forgive myself for buying in to the illusions. As you speak these words, feel the remorse you connected with it in step 1. As you ask to be forgiven, those of you sensitive to the energy may feel or sense a release of energy taking place. The third step, gratitude. Say thank you. Again, it doesn't matter if you have a sense of whom or what you're thinking. Before you say the words, you may feel the gratitude that begins to pour through you. This will increase as you say the word. Say it as much as you need to say it. Thank you. I thank the universe for the fact that I am here in this moment surrounded by beauty on ancestral land. I can feel the energy and I thank you for that. I thank my higher self for coming this far. And then finally, the 4th step, say I love you. Again, this will evoke a response in the soul. This time, you may feel the outpouring of love. You are everything you need in this world. You are the love that you wish to receive. So overall, the only way for us to overcome capitalism, to overcome the system, to overcome the matrix, is for us to look deep within ourselves, to accept responsibility for the part we've played, and to ask ourselves for forgiveness. That's the end of this reading.